Hey, I'm Girbaud and I'm in the product team at Flexmail. In this video, we're going to go over all of the new features you will soon see in your account and go a little deeper into creating interests, how contacts can end them in interests, your new profile and unsubscribe page, and how you can add your own branding to those pages. Alright, let's get started with the creation of interests. When creating and designing interests, we have always kept one thing in mind: how to make the concept of interests easy to communicate to our end users. When the update is active in your account, you will immediately see that you can create an interest via the dashboard. Clicking on this will take you to the interest wizard. How does this work exactly? You need to give your interest a name which is only visible to you. Then you get to choose whether this is a public or a private interest. In short, private interests are only visible to you in your Flexmail account. Public interests, however, are visible to your contacts, so they can choose exactly what they want to receive from you. On our blog, we share a lot of examples of possible interest combinations. As well as a name, you can give your new interest a label and a description. For public interests, these are visible to your contacts. You can use them to sell your interest. In the description, you can talk about frequency, what your contacts can expect, etc. If you mail in several languages, you can also translate your label and description. This way, your profile is dynamically adapted to each and every contact. Next time, under Contacts, you'll find the new item Interests. If you have used interest labels and preferences before, we will automatically convert them to the new interests for you. When it is your account's turn, you will receive an email from us. That way, you can also make use of all of the new possibilities. All created interests are listed in this overview. The available columns are name, number of contacts, visibility, and contacts. Underneath name, you can see the name of the interest. This is only visible to you. Under the number of contacts, you can see the number of contacts you have subscribed them for. Visibility, is it a private or a public interest? Comments, here you can see if your interest is missing translations. If you click on one of the interests in your overview, you will be taken to the interest detail page. Here you can do lots of things. You can see how many contacts there are in this interest. You can rename the label. In addition, you can edit the description and apply or adjust translations. You can also change the visibility or delete the whole interest. When you navigate your contact list, you can view the details of one specific contact, including interests if they are present. You can see what interest a contact has. You can see which interest a contact has unsubscribed for. You can assign an interest to a contact, but what you can do is assign an interest to a contact that has already been unsubscribed. When you're in the process of importing a contact file, interests can also be added or assigned. This can be done as follows. Interests are present in the CSV file. They have to be split by commas. If the contact does not have this interest yet, it is assigned to this contact. If the contact has ever been unsubscribed for this interest, it will not be assigned. You will be notified of this during the import errors. All other data for the contact will be processed. No interests in the file, and you can create an interest yourself in Flexmail during an import. This will give you a pop-up with all the fields needed to create an interest. You can add a name, your label, the visibility, and specify the field description. The new interest overview, we're also giving you the opportunity to perform bulk actions upon these interests. Contacts subscribed for two interests could be merged. This also takes into account the unsubscribed contacts for both interests. You can also choose to remove multiple interests. A number of things have also been changed in your opt-in forms. If you used preferences before, then be sure to check your existing opt-in forms. This could mean that certain opt-in forms that currently use preferences will not work anymore. We do want to offer a solid workaround. We are already preparing our opt-ins for future upgrades by slightly changing the layout and functionality. Want to start with interests? Then you might want to automatically register contacts for a particular interest when they fill out a specific opt-in form. We have a settings page where you can do certain things. You can select a sender, you can choose a sender name, you can choose a subject, and you can add an interest. By doing this, you will get a drop-down where you can choose an interest that is located in your account. Contacts who fill out the form will be assigned the interest. You can also only choose 5 interests. You can also get a preview of the form. In the opt-in overview, we added a small addition, which is a new column that will show the interest which is linked to this opt-in form. After the release, there will be no more different versions of update and unsubscribe pages for your account. There is one profile page where a contact can manage his or her interests. The contact can also unsubscribe from this page. After unsubscribing, the contact is taken to the unsubscribe page where he can indicate a reason. The focus is no longer on contacts field, but on what is the most important to your contact, why he receives which mails, and how can he change that. In short, unsubscribing is no longer a one-click action. Contacts can see the subscribed interest and the other public interests in your account on this page. Private interests are not shown here. If you have more than 5 public interests, a Show All button will be shown. On this page, the contact can choose to unsubscribe from the interests assigned to his profile. He can also choose to assign himself interests that he finds interesting. This page is accessible from the footer of every email you send to your contacts. The URL of this webpage will be unique per contact and cannot be guessed by customers to guarantee the privacy of the contact and prevent abuse. This page also has a feature to let the contact unsubscribe completely from all communication. If you do not use interests, only an unsubscribe button will be shown. When the contact chooses to completely unsubscribe from your communication, he is redirected to a confirmation page where he can provide a reason for doing so. When the contact pushes the unsubscribe button, this page is shown. The contact can give a reason why he unsubscribes. If the contact does not enter a reason, an alert is shown. When he completes the unsubscribe process, he is navigated to a thank you for your feedback page. By now you probably think, what is gonna change for me exactly? If you're an existing Flexmail user using preferences and interest labels, you will have to take certain things into account. Soon your interest labels and preferences will be merged into interests. This means your preferences will become public interests and your interest labels will become private interests. To make the new profile and unsubscribe page recognizable for your contacts, we are launching a completely new feature called custom branding. The first time you log in after release, you can set your branding via the dashboard. Afterwards, you can always find it in your settings. On the custom branding screen, you can add the following items: your logo, you can add your primary color, you can upload a background image, and you can set the colors that will be used inside the builder for your emails. You will also see 4 tabs at the top, which you can use to preview your branding. This way you can make adjustments where needed. The pages on which custom branding are applied to are the public profile page, the unsubscribe page, the unsubscribe feedback page, the expired opt-in confirmation page, the opt-in already confirmed page, and the opt-in no longer exists page. This page is visible if your contact tries to confirm their opt-in after 72 hours. Since preferences and interest labels were used for segments, they are replaced by interests in segments. This removes all references to opt-in and preferences in the segmentation settings and segmentation setup. This also has the consequence that interests allow you to segment based upon interests present. The applicable segmentation rules are as follows: subscribed, not subscribed, or unsubscribed. With the addition of new interests, we remove the functionality to directly send campaigns to interest labels and preferences. To send a campaign to an interest, a segment can be built based upon this interest. This will make it easier and better to do proper email marketing, which makes everyone happier. All references to interest labels and preferences will be removed. New interests are also added to the workflows, replacing the existing preferences and interest label functions. This creates the following blocks: start block, contact who has subscribed to a particular interest, contact who has unsubscribed from a particular interest. And for the wait and condition blocks, it will be contacts who register for a particular interest and the contacts who opt out of a particular interest. With the addition of new interests, you can use interest and link tracking in your builder. This way, you can automatically subscribe a contact to an interest when he or she clicks on a specific link. You will also wonder, what does this mean for my subscription? As we merge and replace interest labels and preferences with interests, this will have an impact on your subscription. All subscription plans will have access to public interests. If you want to use private interests too, you'll need a pro or a premium subscription. That's all for interests and custom branding. I hope you found it interesting. At Flexmail, we are very excited about these new additions and wish you lots of email marketing fun and happiness. Girbaud out.